Hi, and welcome to Trivia Dojo. I'm John, and this is the second in a series of general knowledge quizzes I'll be doing on this channel. We'll tackle 50 questions across a wide variety of topics with the aim of striking the perfect balance of fun and challenge. As you go, keep count of your correct answers to see which belt you've earned at the end. Ready to train your brain and master the facts? Let's jump in. Which is the largest organ in the human body? Skin, liver, or brain? Skin. Skin is the largest organ at nearly 2 square meters and 16% of body weight. In a 70-kilogram person, the skin would weigh around 11 kilograms. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, or Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci. Da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa between 1503 and 1506. What was the main reason that more than half the passengers of the Titanic died when it sank? Titanic sank too fast, defective lifeboats, or not enough lifeboats? Not enough lifeboats. Titanic only carried 20 lifeboats, enough for half the 2,224 passengers. Around 1,500 people drowned or died of hypothermia during or shortly after the sinking. How long does it take for sunlight to reach the Earth? 8.3 minutes, 8.3 hours, or 8.3 days? 8.3 minutes. Light travels at around 300,000 kilometers per second. That's a distance of close to 150 million kilometers traveled in only 8.3 minutes. Who was the first female Prime Minister of the UK? Theresa May, Margaret Thatcher, or Angela Merkel? Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher served as Prime Minister of the UK from 1979 to 1990. A Soviet journalist nicknamed her the Iron Lady, a term that came to define her unyielding political stance and leadership approach. True or false, orcas are both dolphins and whales? True. Orcas, also known as killer whales, are a type of toothed whale belonging to the dolphin family. In fact, all dolphins are classified as toothed whales. What part of the clove tree are cloves? Seeds, flower buds, or fruit? Flower buds. Cloves are the dried, unopened flower buds of the clove tree. What is the term for the third eyelid in cats? Corneal flap, ocular veil, or nictitating membrane? Nictitating membrane. In cats, the translucent nictitating membrane shields the eyes from debris and injury, like when walking through tall grass or hunting. They retract fully when not in use. What is the parent company of Google? Alphabet, Microsoft, or Meta? Alphabet. Alphabet was created in 2015 to restructure Google, separating its core internet businesses, like search, YouTube, and Android, from other ventures. What is an aurora in the southern hemisphere called? Aurora Antarcticus, southern aurora, or aurora australis? Aurora australis. Aurora australis is the southern equivalent of the aurora borealis surrounding the North Pole. This video was taken by NASA spacecraft Image in 2005. Who is known as the father of the computer? Charles Babbage, Conrad Zuse, or Steve Jobs? Charles Babbage. The analytical engine designed by Charles Babbage in the 1830s was a mechanical precursor to modern computers, storing programs and data in its store and performing complex computations. This was a concept far ahead of its time. Which is the tallest building in the world in 2025? Shanghai Tower, Merdeka 118, or Burj Khalifa? Burj Khalifa. The tallest building in the world in 2025 is the Burj Khalifa in Dubai, standing at 828 meters. The Jeddah Tower, under construction in Saudi Arabia, will reach a staggering 1,000 meters and is scheduled for completion in 2028. True or false? A day on Venus is longer than a year. True. Venus rotates so slowly that one of its days is as long as 243 Earth days. This is longer than the 225 Earth days it takes to orbit the Sun. An entire year on Venus is shorter than its day. What part of the plant is a potato? A root, a tuber, or a bulb? A tuber. What does the Latin alma mater translate to? Wise teacher, nourishing mother, or place of learning? Nourishing mother. Alma mater translates to nourishing mother or kind mother in English. In medieval Europe, it was applied to universities, portraying them as nurturing knowledge. Today, it denotes a school or university somebody attended. What were Yorkies originally bred to do? Flush out birds on hunts, be royal lapdogs, or catch rats? Catch rats. Yorkshire Terriers were originally bred to catch rats and other vermin in textile mills and mines in 19th century Yorkshire, England. What is at Lady Liberty's feet? A map of the world, stone tablets, or broken chains? Broken chains. The broken shackle and chains at the Statue of Liberty's feet symbolize liberation from oppression and the abolition of slavery. They're partially hidden under her robe, emphasizing a subtle yet powerful message of emancipation. Which instrument measures wind speed? A barometer, a hygrometer, or an anemometer? Anemometer. What is the capital of Australia? Sydney, Melbourne, or Canberra? Canberra. Australia's capital was purpose-built in 1913 as a compromise between rival cities Sydney and Melbourne. What are a group of geese on land called? A skein, a wedge, or a gaggle? A gaggle. On the ground, a group of geese are called a gaggle. In flight, they're called a skein or a wedge. Which is a British slang term for a nose? A knob, a hooter, or a clobber? Hooter. In the UK, hooter is a common slang term for a nose, often used humorously to describe a prominent or noticeable one. What does wearing a claddock ring on the left hand with a heart facing you convey? You're engaged, you're a single, or you're married? You're married. Claddock rings are traditional Irish engagement or wedding rings, with their use dating back several hundred years. Many people aren't aware that the way you wear them conveys a message. What is the term for the distinctive smell produced after rain falls? Petrichor, aquavita, or ozone? Petrichor. What type of tree is the tallest tree in the world? Giant redwood, mountain ash, or coast redwood? Coast redwood. Hyperion, discovered in 2006 in the Redwood National Park, California, is a coast redwood and holds the record as the world's tallest known living tree. At 116 meters, it's nearing the theoretical biological maximum that a tree could possibly grow. Which sea has no coastline? Caspian Sea, Sargasso Sea, or Black Sea? Sargasso Sea. The Sargasso Sea, located in the Atlantic Ocean, is unique because it has no coastline. It is instead defined by 4 ocean currents that surround it. How old are the standing stones at Stonehenge? 1,500 years, 2,500 years, or 4,500 years? 4,500 years. The main stone circle, featuring large sarsen standing stones weighing 25 tons, topped with lintels, was erected around 2500 BC. Earlier activity like earthworks and modern posts date back to around 3100 BC. What gas is used in the manufacture of fizzy soft drinks? Nitrogen, oxygen, or carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide. True or false? Scandinavia is growing in size. True. Since the last ice age, Scandinavia has been rising due to post-glacial rebound, with northern Sweden and Finland gaining 7 to 10 square kilometers of land annually. The 2-kilometer thick ice sheet depressed the crust by up to 500 meters, which is now uplifting at 8 to 9 millimeters per year in the Gulf of Bothnia. What device did Colonel Sanders modify in 1939 to speed up cooking his chicken? A deep fryer, pressure cooker, or a steam boiler? Pressure cooker. Colonel Sanders adapted a pressure cooker into a pressure fryer, enabling him to cook chicken in under 10 minutes compared to 20 minutes for pan frying. True or false? The moon was once part of planet Earth. True. The giant impact hypothesis suggests that the moon formed from debris ejected when a Mars-sized body called Theia collided with Earth about 4.5 billion years ago. What is used to light the Olympic flame prior to the torch relay? A perpetual flame, a sacred flint and steel, or the sun's rays? The sun's rays. The Olympic flame is lit using the sun's rays concentrated by a parabolic mirror. The lighting ceremony is performed at the Temple of Hera in Olympia, Greece. What was the original purpose of the tiny pocket in jeans? To hold coins, a pocket watch, or matches? A pocket watch. Introduced in the 1870s by Levi Strauss, the watch pocket was designed to securely hold a pocket watch. This allowed manual laborers to safely carry a pocket watch, which were already popular at the time. True or false? The Colosseum's construction was funded by the looting of the Second Jewish Temple in Jerusalem. True. The Colosseum was primarily funded by treasures looted from the Second Jewish Temple during the First Jewish-Roman War in 70 AD, with additional support from other war spoils and taxes. What is the currency of Mexico? The lira, the Mexican dollar, or the Mexican peso? Mexican peso. The currency of Mexico is the Mexican peso and is abbreviated with the dollar sign. To distinguish it from the US dollar, MX dollar or MEX dollar is often added. True or false? Humans can't directly sense wetness. True. Humans lack direct wetness senses. The brain interprets wetness from visual cues, pressure, texture, and cooling, with cooling being the most influential. Experiments show cold, dry objects can mimic wetness, while warm water, if it's 4 degrees above skin temperature, feels dry. In the 1980s series Knight Rider, KIT stood for Knight Industries 2000 or 3000. 2000. In the 1980s TV series Knight Rider, KIT stood for Knight Industries 2000, while in the 2008 reboot it stood for Knight Industries 3000. Which letters were part of the original Hollywood sign erected in 1923 but are missing from today's version? Hills, land, or stars? Land. The Hollywood sign, originally Hollywood Land, was erected in 1923 as a temporary advertisement for a real estate development. By 1949, the land letters were removed during restoration, transforming it into a global icon of Hollywood's film industry. True or false? Most of the Autobahn in Germany has no speed limit for cars and bikes. True. Up to 70% of the German Autobahn has no mandatory speed limit for cars and motorcycles, but restrictions apply in urban or hazardous areas. This sign indicates when there are no restrictions. What is gluten? A protein, a carbohydrate, or fiber? Protein. Gluten is a group of proteins in wheat, barley, and rye. It gives dough its elastic texture to help bread rise and hold shape during baking. Which car brand does this badge represent? Lancia, Maserati, or Lamborghini? Lamborghini. The Lamborghini logo reflects founder Ferruccio Lamborghini's Taurus zodiac sign and passion for bullfighting. The raging bull was meant to convey power and determination mirrored in the brand's vehicles. Guess from the close-up what US landmark this is. Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge is an iconic San Francisco suspension bridge opened in 1937. It spans 2.7 kilometers with 230-meter tall towers. It's an engineering and cultural icon drawing millions of visitors annually. What was not a nickname for this baseball icon? The Yankee Clipper, Sultan of Swat, Babe Ruth, the Bambino. The Yankee Clipper. George Herman Ruth Jr. had several nicknames, including Babe Ruth, the Bambino, and the Sultan of Swat. His Babe nicknames came from being Jack's newest babe under manager Jack Dunn in 1914. What causes popcorn to pop? Steam pressure, air pockets expanding, or a chemical reaction? Steam pressure. Popcorn pops when heat causes water inside the kernel to turn into steam, building pressure until the hull bursts, releasing the fluffy interior. Popcorn expands up to 40 times its volume during this process and turns itself inside out. True or false? Sugar erodes teeth because it's acidic. False. Sugar itself is not acidic and does not directly erode teeth. Instead, bacteria in dental plaque metabolize sugar to produce acids that demineralize and erode tooth enamel. What will you have if you whisk cream past the whipped cream phase? Cream cheese, yogurt, or butter? Butter. Whisking cream incorporates air, turning it from liquid to whipped cream. If whisking continues, the fat globules in the cream clump together, separating from the liquid buttermilk to form butter. What plant is this? A poppy, a lotus, or a water lily? Lotus. Complete the proverb. The customer is always right in every way, in matters of taste, or not applicable. It is already complete. In matters of taste. The customer is always right is used in customer service to prioritize satisfaction, though some criticize it for fostering entitlement. Few know its full form in matters of taste. This building was used in many opening and establishing shots for a hit TV show. What is the name of the show? Friends. This building in Greenwich Village, New York, was used for exterior shots of Monica and Rachel's apartment with its ground floor cafe depicting Central Perk. Interiors were filmed on set in LA, though. True or false? Napoleon's troops destroyed the Sphinx's nose using a cannon. False. The idea that Napoleon's troops shot it off during their 1798 Egyptian campaign is a persistent myth. Historical accounts, including drawings by travelers like Frederick Ludwig Norden in 1737, show the nose already missing. Who did A.A. Milne name the character Christopher Robin after in Winnie the Pooh? His brother, his son, or a childhood friend? His son. The character of Christopher Robin was based on his son Christopher Robin Milne. Here Christopher is pictured with his teddy bear Winnie. Well done, you've made it through the challenge. Compare your score to the chart to see which rank you've earned. Didn't make sense, eh? Don't worry, all progress is a victory, and next time you take the quiz, you'll be amazed at how much you've improved. Let me know in the comments how you did, and if you have any feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for playing, I'll see you in the next one.